So, as you guys know, we had obviously a review show planned for today after the ODI between South Africa and the West Indies. The match would have taken place in East London. It was the first ODI between the two sides, and it was a 1 o'clock South African Standard Time kickoff. And unfortunately, it was rained out. There was persistent rain throughout the day, and they called the game before they could even do the toss, before they could even announce teams, etc., which a lot of us were obviously excited about to see what the teams would have been for this particular match. Unfortunately, we didn't get any of that, and I don't think they would have released anything because, of course, they would have had to look at the surface and the conditions, etc., to be able to pick the 11 or to confirm the 11. They would have probably had an 11 in mind, and then obviously change. Maybe they could have changed a couple of things around when they saw the conditions this morning or whatever the case may be. But the pitch was covered up the entire day. The game was called off. Unfortunately for us Proteas fans, we don't get an opportunity to obviously see this, and it was a little bit sad for us. I wanted to see some ODI cricket. I was excited to see the new regime kick off, and now we have to just wait a little bit longer. Of course, Saturday is the next game, and we have to wait a little bit longer for some ODI cricket. So I needed to come up with an idea for a show, and I decided I'm going to give you guys a Q&A because we haven't done this in a very long time. It's an opportunity for you guys to ask me as many questions as you want to, and I'll try to answer it as best as possible. But there are a couple of things that I also want to do as well to update you on a couple of news stories that have broken today, some important news stories. One of them is quite sad. The other one is quite interesting to see. South Africa have representation as well at the South African Sport Awards. So we're going to have a jam-packed day today, but the majority of the show is going to be me answering your questions. So that's what the show is going to be about today. So let's get into it. But before we get going, before we get started, there's a couple of things I need you guys to please do. That's subscribe to the channel first. Click that notification bell for all future videos as well. 40% of you guys are watching the shows and are not subscribing, so please subscribe. Click that red button if it's red, please. What I also like you guys to do is to please download the latest issue of Cricket Fanatics magazine monthly. Every issue is 100% free, straight to your inbox every month. The link is on the screen as well as in the description. We are bringing out the latest issue very soon. We've had a couple of issues with regards to getting interviews and getting them done. So we will be obviously publishing that next week as soon as possible in the week. So just keep an eye out on your emails for the notification for when the next issue is available. Also, please smash the like button. Also, comment, share, and subscribe, please. Yeah, like I said earlier, but first, like and comment and share. What would be brilliant for me if you guys like the video as soon as you come on, or even before I go live. Just smash the like button, please. It helps us get into the feeds, and it helps promote our videos out there and pushes it out there from a YouTube algorithm perspective. So please smash the like button. Don't watch and not like. If you want to become a patron today and help us grow and promote South African cricket, you can do so. The link is on the screen as well as in the description. It also helps us as a company to grow as well. It will help us to be able to do more in the future and more content for you guys. So please become a patron today. You also will get, when we get to a certain number of patrons, I'll be able to do exclusive content for the patrons only. So please become a follower of the Patron account. It's what keeps us alive currently. Our patrons and our live chats, our super chats, as well as the ads. That's what's keeping this going and this business going. So please help us out there, guys. It will really help us grow and continue doing what we're doing. I don't at any point want to end this and stop doing what I'm doing because I love this and I love talking to you guys and talking to you guys about cricket. So please help us survive by becoming a patron today. Then you can also go to cricketfanaticsmag.com for all your regular updates. The link is on the screen as well as in the description. That's where you get your regular updates every single day on news stories that are broken, anything, features, some video content, behind the scenes type of things that I do as well. Please go and follow us on a daily basis on Cricket Fanatics Mag. That keeps our numbers up. That keeps our popularity up. That will also attract advertisers. So please get involved with cricketfanaticsmag.com. Okay, without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. Looking forward to discussing everything. A very good evening and welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine. This is your daily show Q&A session. I'm your host Khalid, and this is the show where we answer all the fans' questions. But it's also going to be a little bit of a daily show as well, where I update you on the current things and trends that have happened recently. So let's start this off with a little bit of a sad note. Something quite sad for me has happened in cricket in South Africa, and that is the retirement of Dane van Niekerk. This was my favorite player for a very, very long time. I admired her a hell of a lot. I thought she was a brilliant cricketer. She was my favorite cricketer for a very long time from a woman's perspective. Actually, whether it was women or men, she was one of my favorite cricketers. I liked the way she approached the game. I liked the attitude especially when she was still playing for the Proteas, etc. It was phenomenal to see her play, and it has been a privilege to watch her play. So I'm going to read out the news story from Cricket Fanatics Mag by a buy. He actually set up something last week, but I told him to hold on to it until it was confirmed. And I'll tell you why, because these are the things that transpired. After an extended interval on the sidelines and missing out on the T20 World Cup squad, former Proteas skipper Dana van Niekerk has retired from international cricket. She posted a story on Instagram. It was quite cryptic with the following message last week. You soon have to accept that some chapters in our lives have to close without closure. There's no point in losing yourself by trying to fix what's meant to stay broken. This was followed by a post from my wife Marazan Kap, who posted this picture right here, and with the two of them together signing autographs. And then she said, "End of an era," with a broken heart and obviously a crying face or teary-eyed face. I don't know what you call it. And then CSI announced the retirement today in a press release. This was a week ago when they posted these things. It was quite cryptic. We weren't sure. Some media houses ran with it, but I don't want to run with things when it's not 100% confirmed, because I don't like to speculate and then be wrong. It's happened before, where we've assumed things from posts, and then we go with the story, and then it gets detracted because obviously the facts isn't what we thought it was. So this is the press release from CSA. Renowned momentum Proteas all-rounder Dana van Niekerk has confirmed her official retirement from all formats of international cricket after a career that spanned more than 14 years. The 29-year-old enjoyed an illustrious international career for South Africa, representing a country on 194 occasions, including 107 one-day internationals, 86 T20Is, and a single test match against India in 2014. Beginning her career in March 2009, the former Proteas captain recorded 275 runs in ODI cricket, with nine half-centuries and a career best score of 102. 2,175 runs in ODI cricket with nine half-centuries and a career best score of 102 against Sri Lanka, while amassing a further 1,877 runs in T20 cricket, notching up 10 50s. With the ball, the leg spinner bagged 204 international scalps, over 138 in ODIs, 65 in 220Is, and one in Tests, including record-breaking figures of 4 for 0 during the ICC Women's Cricket World Cup 2017 against the West Indies in Leicester, England. Amongst Van Niekerk's other notable records, the Tswana-born star is one of only 6 female cricketers to claim more than 1,000 runs and 50 wickets and 50 catches in the one-day format, while also having the fourth best strike rate of 5.0, recording in the history of women's ODI cricket. Van Niekerk has also led South Africa as one of the best and most capped captains in the country's history, walking out in 50 ODI encounters, winning 29 matches, 61.22% between 2016 and her last international appearance in September 2021. In the shorter format, Van Niekerk skipped the nation to 15 victories in 30 matches. That's a 50% win ratio. Van Niekerk's statement is as follows: "It's with great sadness that I announce my retirement from international cricket. It's been the greatest honor to lead and represent my country. I'm incredibly blessed to have led the team through its transformative years. There's no doubt that women's game is in exciting space, and looking forward to seeing the beautiful game that I love grow. I look back on my career fondly and have incredible memories, and want to thank Cricket South Africa and all stakeholders for your support. Often the journey can be lonely, painful, and emotional, but would not change it for anything. I'm grateful for what this game has given me. To all the players that I had the privilege to have shared the dressing room and competed with, I will hold onto the memories dearly. We are merely custodians of sport. I hand it over knowing I have given it my everything and that women's cricket is in a better place than when I arrived. That must be the responsibility of the new group to always make sure you are improving and making a difference. It is time for me to support the new leadership and wish them all the very best. To my amazing family, thank you for the incredible love and support from the age of 4. You have seen the potential and did everything and anything to help me succeed. I will forever be grateful. My wife, Marzan, you stood by my side since day one. Thank you for putting up with me and all that came with it. But yet, here you are. You are the pinnacle of your career, and it is time to support you the way you have supported me. I love you. CSI Director of Cricket Enoch Nkwe added, I would like to take the opportunity to graciously thank Dane for all her years of service and contribution to not only the groundbreaking success of the Momentum Proteas of the last decade, but to the overall growth and popularity of women's cricket in South Africa and around the world. I 100% agree with that. Her world class cricketing ability and exceptional leadership skills are irrefutable and will surely be missed by her teammates, coaches, and all South African fans who have followed her journey over the last 14 years. We wish Dinah all the best ahead of the next chapter in her career. Then Abai just mentioned some of the other things, like, for example, what happened before the World Cup, which I'm not going to really mention because I don't want to dampen this. She's also played for she's also been recruited by the Royal Challengers Bangalore in the WPL. Um, and she's now also available for T20 franchises around the world. She has already been a staple feature in the WBBL as well as the 100. So I just want to say thank you to Dana Fenikek because, yeah, she's been excellent. I mean, she's one of the first ever women cricketers that I've interviewed in my life. She gave me an excellent interview at the CSA Awards on 2 occasions, was very open and honest and friendly with me. And yeah, like I said, she was my favorite player for a very, very long time. And I am sad to see her go. I wish that she could have stayed on and played a little longer because I think she has so much more to give to the game. But unfortunately, good things have to come to an end, and that is where we are right now. So thank you, Dane. And yeah, if you ever watch the stream, thank you so much for what you've done for women's cricket, what you've done for me as a journalist, what you've done for the sport of cricket in general. And I wish you continued success in this world and whatever endeavors you have going forward, whatever career path you try to follow. I wish you all the best, and I also wish you all the best with your relationship as well, and with your family and etc. And everybody, I hope stays healthy and good, and I hope that you too can prosper and continue your success in other ways. We've got Lauren saying, I'm happy that Diana finally announced her retirement, especially after all the her and Kapi's cryptic posts regarding her retirement. One can see there's no love lost between the two and CSA at the moment. Okay. And then Gaurav saying CSA ruining the career of another great player. Okay, the next story that I want to give you guys before I get into your questions is something that I thought was pretty cool that I wanted to share with you guys as well. I've went with the headline that cricket is strongly represented in SA Sport Award nominations. Cricket South Africa congratulates the Momentum Proteas ODI team, coach Hilton Moring, Ayabunga Kaka, Shabnem Ishmael, Kagiso Rabada, and Marco Janssen for being nominated in different categories for the coveted 16th Annual SA Sport Awards. CSA is equally delighted to be nominated for the National Federation of the Year Award. These surprising. These nominations are announced by the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture on Wednesday. The Momentum Proteas ODI team was nominated for Team of the Year category, while the team's coach, Hilton Mareng, was nominated for Coach of the Year award. Ayabunga Kaka and Kagiso Rabada have been nominated for the People's Choice Award, while Shabnam Ismail and Marco Janssen received nominations for Sportsman of the Year award and Newcomer of the Year award, respectively. It is the first in the history of the SA sport that cricket features so prominently in as many categories. And that's why I made that headline, because we barely see cricketers actually get noticed in this awards. This is an affirmation that cricket is growing and gaining traction in South Africa. CSA Chief Executive Officer Beletsi Moseke said, I would like to congratulate all nominees for this achievement and thank them for putting cricket back on the map. I also thank the CSA Members Council Board, executive administrators, and staff for their ongoing contributions towards restoring confidence in cricket. They are the pulse of the game, and it is through their efforts that CSA has been nominated for the National Federation of the Year award. I'm quite surprised that they did with all everything that's been happening. I mean, we are quite critical of CSA and all the time. So the fact that SA Sport Awards is actually noticing them is interesting. So let's get into the Q&A. We're going to start right at the top from official TV. After being watched, can we get the 11 for today's match from the officials? We won't get that. We'll have to wait for the next test. Why East London? I don't know. I don't think it's hosted a one-day game in a long time. East London is a nice ground. They obviously want to give also promotion to other some of the smaller grounds as well. That's also very important that they do that so that we can obviously grow cricket in South Africa and grow the grounds and help them also rack up some money so that they can improve. So I've watched the ODI game at East London before, and I've watched a T20 game at East London before against England, and I thought it was a phenomenal experience. There was it was sold out. The crowd in East London really love cricket, so I think that it's good to see some smaller grounds get opportunities. Could also give Rob a chance to observe the squad a bit more. This can, yes, but it would have been great to see him actually play a game and then assess the team. Can you tell us which franchise will sign Reina van Tonder? Knights got relegated, just heard the news. Um, I wouldn't be able to tell you yet because I haven't spoken to Reina yet, but I would presume that a team like Northwest perhaps or one of the Cape Town sides could possibly pick him up. Now, it might not be the best of moves, maybe some people would say, for him to go to the coast, seeing that his record in the coast isn't that great, even though he has scored 100 at Newlands recently. But I think that would be the perfect, obviously, test for Reinhardt, is to go to somewhere that can improve his game. Now, Northwest could be an obvious option. It's a flat wicket, just like it is in Bloom, and it would obviously, it would obviously help him in his career with regards to racking up more runs, etc. But I would like him to challenge himself, and I would obviously like him to go to a coastal side. I mean, the Dolphins is a possibility too, I guess. I think it would be to the champions. It would be a good place for him to go to, I think. But we'll have to wait and see. I'll try to get some information on the record to see what is happening, and then maybe I can release that information to you guys very soon. But I think that teams right now are going to scamper around trying to sign players, especially from the Knights, with the Knights being relegated. At least the weather looks slightly better for Saturday, even though the weather is unpredictable. Sports Debonair, like the video, Khalid. Thank you very much, guys. Everybody, please smash the like button. Lawrence says, Hey Khalid, how would you approach the road to Cricket World Cup 2022? In my opinion, the emphasis should always be to win it. I'm asking because I know Enoch's vision in Cricket World Cup 27, our own World Cup. I would approach it the same ways that you think, Lawrence. They should never go into any tournament not wanting to win it. They should go into it to win it. And I think this particular one in India is going to teach Rob a hell of a lot about the mentality in the side, their attitudes, because players could easily be complacent and say, oh no, but Enoch says we're pushing for 27, so we don't really have to worry about this. Um, I don't want that type of attitude at all. I would like to see them put on a performance, and I would like to see them try their best. The fact that it's going to be there the fact that it's going to be there in India is going to teach them a lot about the squad and how they can play against spin. We know that that's been a Achilles heel for South Africa for many years is the ability to play spin. So I'm hoping that Rob will be able to learn a lot from this team with regards to that. The fact that they are bringing back the IPL players to play in the Netherlands ODI team, the ones that are at least in the ODI squad, I think that it is a brilliant move for them to to take it seriously, because that means that they're taking the World Cup seriously from Rob's perspective. Rob in his presser said that he will be aiming to win it as well, even though their eye is on the 2027 World Cup. So let's see what happens, and I think that's the right attitude to have, Lawrence. That's what you said. What is your Ikram says? What is your opinion on the Free State Knights getting relegated from the first division? It's sad. Ultimately, we've seen the Knights being part of cricket in South Africa for a very, very long time. I hope that this doesn't destroy the franchise completely and we lose a franchise as powerful as this. Um, I do think they had a lot of issues behind the scenes. And from what I've heard through the grapevine, they didn't seem to have a very stable behind the scenes, etc. But I don't want to speculate, so I should maybe talk to the CEO or have a chat with him maybe on this channel if he'd like to come on. He can get hold of me, and I'll try to get hold of him too, so we can discuss it and see what is in his mind and why things went so horribly wrong for them this season. But for a very long time, the Knights have never been one of those teams competing for titles. They've always been in that bottom tier of the log. So ultimately, it's deserved for them to get relegated this season because they haven't necessarily been at their best at all, and they haven't been for a very, very long time. They have a lot of talented players, and I think it might be a blessing in disguise because some of those talented players that were on long contracts will now have the opportunity to show off their real talent and improve by playing in other parts of the country. So that's my take on the Knights being relegated. Stuart says, Lawrence, unpopular opinion, but I would just scratch the World Cup and select a core group of young players and build to the 2027 World Cup. Um, Gorav says, I really can't understand pricing of tickets at all. Price for some tickets at SA20 is 130 Rand and international is 440 Rand. It's crazy. I saw that. I saw that we were discussing it in the press box actually and how ridiculous it actually is when we saw it. So it's crazy. Stuart, I agree with you. We don't have much chance now, so we might as well go all in. I don't know if we don't have a good chance. I think we have a pretty decent chance to compete in this World Cup. We've got a lot of talented players still, and it's we have a long way to the 2027 World Cup. So I think that there are some players in the squad that might not even feature in the 2027 World Cup. So they want to give it their all and try to win this. So we have some good players or spinners well in the team. We've got some great spinners as well that we can utilize. So I don't think we should roll over. I think we should give it a go. Automatically, some of these players will be able to um, um, automatically these players will be able to be um, integrated into the side. Some of these youngsters will be automatically. So let's see what happens with this World Cup. Was there any pressure yesterday pre-ODI series? There's no pressure on your channel or anywhere on internet. There was no pressure yesterday. Um, if I remember correctly, there was no pressure yesterday. It's a good question, bro. Um, didn't we have one? We had one from Timba Babuma before the series. I'm pretty sure. Did we not? Ahead of the series, we had one with Timba. Um, did I not upload? There was nothing released to us, I think. Let me just double check this, guys. Yeah, the video wasn't released to us. There was only an audio file. Yeah. So the press conference from Timba Bavuma, we had one with Timba, but it wasn't released to us. Sorry, guys. I was waiting to upload it. That's why I'm getting confused and we didn't receive it. Um, so that's really unfortunate. Um, we will get one from JP tomorrow, but I'm not sure if they're going to release it now. Now it's making me worried. So we'll have to wait and see if they're going to release that to us. Stuart, you're making a good point, my friend. I still think we should have a real good go at this year's World Cup. Though, don't think SA is in a position just to write off any cup. I agree with that. I get you. I think realistically, we haven't had a good record on the subcontinent. I feel that we shouldn't write it off, bro, but label it as a learning curve. I think fans will probably think of it as a learning curve, and I hope that they do. So, from a fan perspective, I think we should support them. But from a player's perspective, they need to give it their all. I don't think that this. I think the squad is good enough with David Miller in the team. He's a good player of spin. If Aiden Markram makes the team, I think he's a good player of spin. Um, Quentin de Kock is a great player. Temba Bavuma is a great player in the power play with Quentin de Kock. I think they can put on a magnificent partnership. Rassi van der Dussen has showed his capabilities in ODI cricket to be one of the best ODI batters in the world currently. Heinik Klaassen is pretty decent at spin as well. So I think that we do have a great team, and I think that we have enough experience in this current squad that have played in India already and understand the conditions. So I think we should give it a go. I don't know why not. Because if India don't make it into the semis or they don't make it into the final, then it should be equal to everybody. It should be equal for everybody to be able to put on a performance and try and win it. The only play teams that have an advantage here is Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and um, India themselves. And I'm pretty sure we will be able to give them a fight no matter who they are. TT says, Lawrence, how do you think we should use the World Cup as a building block for 2027, and where do you think we should aim to finish in this World Cup? It's a Lawrence Q&A now. Khalid, has a new under 19 coach been appointed? I also would like Enoch to prioritize getting them to playing 4-day games. I would love that too, and it hasn't been appointed. I have asked and didn't get an answer. So that means they're still deciding who's going to take over and who's going to be that under 19 coach. Um, Sadiq says, I don't understand the road to 27 thing. You can't plan for something that will happen in 5 years later. Yes, you can. I think you can plan for it because the integration of youngsters into a team of experience will be the key thing to that 2020 road to 2027. 2027 is in South Africa as well. So you want to try and do whatever you can to try and win it. Enoch's always been a 5-year plan type of guy. So it makes sense to me. Um, Khalid, what would you consider a successful World Cup for us this year besides the results? Semi-final spot for me. In football, you saw guys like Alex Ferguson do it in numerous occasions. Yes, he did. He planned far ahead. DT, I always want my team to win every tournament. Where in Cricket World Cup 23 ain't less important than Cricket World Cup 27, 100%. Stuart says, I'd love Reinhardt at the Titans. Of course you would, Stuart. But there's no place for him at the Titans, let's be honest. If you look at that lineup, if you look at the amount of players that are there knocking on the door, there isn't really much place for Reinhardt at the moment. So, especially when the Proteas players are available to play. So, I would suggest he goes to a team that's going to hone his skills and that's going to pick him every game. I don't want to see Reinhardt again sit on the bench like he did this year for the Knights. That was a travesty, in my opinion. The rocks might be in for Reinhardt. The conditions in Paul are pretty similar to that of Bloom. They might be, but it will be highly dependent on the senior players. That top three is all senior players. So it will be interesting to see what they do. Because with Steven van Zyl still there, with Peter Malan still available, it's going to be difficult for him to get into the team if you have that experience in the side. Um, so, yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see also who's going to be the Rocks coach. Here's a tricky one for you, and you got to pick one. Would you prefer winning the title? Arsenal, City. Easy, Arsenal. 100%, bro. I don't want to see my rival City or Liverpool win the title. 100%, I would prefer Arsenal to win it. And the reason also is I think that Arsenal fans deserve it. They've supported this team through thick and thin, through dark times for so long, and they haven't been successful. I miss the rivalries of the old between United and Arsenal, and it would be great to see Arsenal back on top again and winning a trophy. I mean, they deserve it. I think it's been long enough for them since they've been without a trophy, so I wouldn't mind Arsenal winning it at all. I also get along very well with Arsenal football fans, so I wouldn't mind them winning the title if United doesn't win it. Obviously, United first, but I don't think we should be. I don't think we should be considered to be in the title race at all. I think we have a long way to go before we start competing for titles. So, easy question for me. Easy answer for me is Arsenal. Mali says, bro, tell me, do the authorities don't plan where to keep matches and view the weather well in advance? I mean, how far in advance? Because these things have been planned way ahead of schedule. So you can't predict. For example, like in Joburg, in 1 minute, at 1 minute it can be hot, sunny, 30 degrees, and the next minute it's storming out of nowhere, even though the weather prediction says that there's going to be no rain or storm. South African weather is very weird. I mean, you could plan ahead and think that, oh, it's summer, it's Cape Town, and then all of a sudden we're having a rain during the summer. So no matter what you do, you can't predict these things. CSA is not God, so they can't predict when the weather's going to hit. So yeah, I mean, if London normally this time of the year is beautiful, surfing time, it's hot weather, it's great to be out on the beach. It's normally a great venue. This is not Kingsmead that rains all the time. Spoke to Ryan on Saturday. He's kind of beating himself up about not really scoring big runs, but I hope he doesn't let it restrict his game and get to his head. That's great, DT. Great information. Khalid, what do you think that in coming days, Aiden Markman will be important as well as improved player for the Proteas? I'm a big fan of Aiden Markman. He's one of my favorite players. He's actually one of my favorite players in the Proteas team, and you guys know that. I've been giving him a lot of promotion over the last years. I'm a big fan of him. I'm trying to get an exclusive with him now soon, as well. So I hope I do get it. And yeah, he's been brilliant, and I think he's going to be a brilliant captain. Khalid, do you think the Glazers are selling? Yeah, I think they are. Apparently, there was a meeting today with the Sheikh and with Jim Radcliffe. So Qatar Sheikh and Jim Radcliffe. So I'm hopefully that one of them come through. Um, so will Aiden, Miller, and Klassen all play in the third ODI? Probably will. I think they're part of our first 11. Um, but is he a good batting all-rounder in all formats? Do we lack good batting all-rounder in domestic cricket? We do. But there's one that I really want to give hype to, and that's Mapungwana. Mkhlali Mapungwana is a brilliant player, and I think he should get some credit where he deserves. We do have experience which will be good, and I want the team to win. If Enoch wants to build to the 2027, surely you give guys experience in tournament cricket. Surely you do. But it's very difficult to just give people debuts in ODI cricket. So it needs to be calculated, etc. So they need to think about every single little thing and what they're doing with regards to that. Why guys taking this World Cup lightly? We are here to win. I don't think that we are taking it lightly. Enoch didn't say that he's not taking it seriously. He just said that the real focus is on the 2027 World Cup, but the aim is to win it this year. That's as simple as that. Why grounds are empty before COVID? Ground used to be stacked. Um, for Test cricket, you might have seen that, but for T20 and ODI cricket, generally it's been quite full. The Test series against the West Indies, the reason is because it was midweek, at the weird times from Wednesday. I don't know why they did that. Apparently, it's got to do with scheduling, and that's why the grounds were empty. Grounds were always empty for 4-day cricket, though, even before COVID. Any news on the A tour to the West Indies yet? They're probably still busy sorting things out before confirming it. Yes, they are. They did confirm that we're probably going to go there. Shukri said that in his press conference. So we'll have to wait and see. But the West Indies, that will be a great opportunity. Shukri also confirmed to us in the press conference that he will be giving some of the guys that are not going to be playing cricket, that are in the current test arena, an opportunity to play in this SAA tour. So that's another thing. I'm taking a few more, and then I'm going to have to leave you guys. Do you think that the world cricket system needs to change? Lose the associate and full members countries to help smaller nations develop, and because I think it's slowed down cricket's growth. 100%. We need to change everything that we're doing. I think the associate nations need to gather themselves together and come up with a plan on how they can stand up to the ICC. We can't be playing such a little. These nations can't be playing so little tests. I mean, it's pathetic actually. Um, how can South Africa have not have played a 4-day or for a 4 game or 5 game test in so long? It's madness. Rivers was second leading run scorer in CSA T20 Challenge. Don't he deserve to be in the T20 squad at least? Is he even in CSA's plans? Yes, he is. I read out a statement from Rob recently on the previous show where I discussed what they're planning with him. They are planning on giving him opportunities, etc. But they want to ease him in, and I agree with that. The guy's young. He had one domestic season. He's barely played 4-day cricket. So I think it's a chance for him to just ease in. A games are happening. Apparently, we have a very busy schedule next season. So I'm hoping that it is so. And I'm still shocked to Zozi's ODI, but not Yanaman. Babuma should prepare third World Cup loss. So will you play in the T20s class or Stubbs? And Riza will open. Definitely, I will play Stubbs. I'm a big Stubbs fan, and I think that he has more X factor than Klaasen in T20 cricket. Um, because I think Klaasen is actually, I think they play different roles as well. I don't think they play in the same position. I think Stubbs is more of a 6 and a 5, and I think Heinrich Klaasen is more of a 4. Uh, I think he bats better when he bats high up the order than when he bats down the order. He's not a big slugger and big hitter. Is George Linder still in CSA's plans? I hope so. We'll have a conversation with the DOC. Maybe we can get him on an interview here and ask him a couple of hard questions, like this one on George Linder. Shukri also said that he'll be leading the A tour to West Indies, and I think that's great. I'm a Boucher fan, but I don't think he would have done that. Blah blah blah. I don't think he's going to be leading it. A coach will be leading it, and he'll just be very much a part of it. He said that he wants to be involved, and he wants to see who's involved, and he wants to be there on the tour with the coach. So kind of assisting the coach, but we know that Shukri's not an assistant, so I don't know how much pull you have. Khalid, to add another comment about the cricket system, imagine we can have a tournament like AFCON for cricket. That will be brilliant. I just want to play you guys one video quickly about the contracts that I do have on the channel. I'm going to play it for you right now. This is what Enoch had to say about the contract splits, which I think is going to be brilliant if we can get it right.
Yeah, in terms of contracting, I mean, we continuously, ourselves in Saka, engaging in that aspect to ensure that we remain proactive, because the reality is that, a lot is evolving at the moment in our cricketing landscape. So we're trying our utmost best, to put our front foot, on the contracting side of things. So yes, as it stands, there is a format contract, but obviously quite a lot of number of players they're still committed to all three formats. Some players are only white ball, some only red ball. What we foresee in the near future, maybe even the next 12 months, might even go more specific into T20, ODIs and test. So those are some of the things that we're actually looking at, and we're going to continue to work on.
So that's great to hear that they're going to be working on splitting the contracts, because I think that there's a lot of players that are deserving of getting specific contracts and are not getting contracts because they're not in two formats. So some guys are only T20 specialists, or maybe only good in ODIs or only in Test, and a lot of them are not getting opportunities to get contracted. It helps. It also helps out the franchises when they get Proteas contracts, because then the franchise is not liable for their pay. So that's another thing that can relieve some of the stresses from the franchises. Um, Khalid, who is your seven all-rounder in the upcoming World Cup? The batting all-rounder will most likely be for me Wayne Bonnell. I think he's the best batter out of the ones we have available. So it will have to be Wayne or Marco for me. Um, even though I wouldn't say that their batting is at the level to be considered number sevens. I would even possibly even consider even going with regards with someone like Stubbs, if he can turn his arm a bit and show that he can bowl too. Score predictions for Arsenal and United tonight. I think you guys are good against Betis, but our game against Sporting should be a spicy one. I think you will win a 2-1. For me, I think it will be like a scrappy 2-0 or 2-1, no, or scrappy 1-0, because, yeah, we see how guys play. Laughing, bro, you got bored today because there was no, yeah, I did get bored today. I ended up cleaning my room. We put in a new. I don't want to relieve anything, but there was some building happening at my house. It was very dusty when I came back from Joburg, so I had to scrub the floors, clean the room, like this whole morning. And then we had load shedding between, so I had to wait to vacuum, and it was a whole big mission this morning. So that's what I ended up doing and listening to piano music. That's my thing. So yeah, Jason Smith for ODI, very good shout. I think he's really his career's on the up again, but he needs. I think he just needs another season to show us. You know, I know he's had a good season this season. I just want another season. But I mean, give him opportunities in SAA. I would love to see him get more opportunities there. Uh, Khalid, bro, your nature too good, humble. No, no, bro. I'm trying my best, bro, to be as. I just try to be myself as much as possible. Napoli and City final. Eish, that would be great to see. Guys, thanks a lot for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thank you for all the questions and coming on a regular basis. Please smash the like button so that and comment and share so that we can get in algorithms. Also, subscribe to this channel. Hit that notification bell for all future videos. Download the latest issue of Cricket Fanatics magazine monthly. Every issue is 100% free, straight to your inbox every month. The link is on the screen as well as in the description. Would also like you guys to please help us out by becoming a patron today. You will also help us grow and promote South African cricket. Link is on the screen as well as in the description. And go to cricketfanaticsmag.com for all regular updates. Thanks a lot, everybody, for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for asking all my questions. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Sandeep says, Wally, what do you think of the state of our pitch? Is terrible at the moment. It hasn't been consistent. It hasn't been good at all. We need to improve that very, very soon. Thanks, guys. I'll see you guys again tomorrow, hopefully for another daily show. And let's hope you'll get some ODI cricket very soon. Take care and have a great evening. Peace out.